Alright, man. So here's the deal. Xenoverse 3, it's on its way. Very nice. But this has gotten my For You page to, revolve a little more around Xenoverse than it normally does. And people have, of course, been talking about the things that they wish to see in Xenoverse 3, or the things they wish to see done differently in Xenoverse 3 than they have been doing it in Xenoverse 2 or even Xenoverse 1. And it got a YouTuber by the name of Soapy Bowl across my timeline. He's been making some videos on Xenoverse 2. I'm guessing to let people know what he would like to see done differently. So the first video that got up on my page was this video right here called Passive Play Has Ruined Xenoverse 2. Now, to give some context, I've played a lot of Xenoverse 2. Matter of fact, we could pull up the stats right now. I have about 530 hours in the game. I have the platinum trophy for it as well. That's basically what it comes down to. I have a bunch of hours in the game. I mainly played PvP. Bro, I played so much Xenoverse 2. I even played it with an arcade stick. All right, I even played it with an arcade stick. But here's me playing the game 5 years ago. I normally don't play as a CAC, so that's why this was the video. That's the main. We already see the main issue with this game. Holy shit! Somebody please inform me what's wrong with this right here, please. The problem with that is not any of the game balance. The problem with that was the fucking stupid ass netcode. Biggest problems in this game were netcode and matchmaking. See, that's the issue with this game, bro. I did not get hit there. Wait, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's see if I actually got it. Maybe I'm talking out my ass. Whoa, I was here. I got hit from here, bro. What? That's crazy. And then boop. But for some reason, now all of a sudden people act like the balance was the problem with this game all along. So let's just have a look at what type of points this man is going to be making. Let me check my levels. My levels are good. I can lower my mic a bit.
Is a passive play problem. Now, I kind of touched on
this. Is not true. Xenoverse 2 does not have a passive play problem. Let me get into this right away. Xenoverse 2, low key. Am I gonna say it? I am gonna say that. Xenoverse 3, Xenoverse 2, in Xenoverse 2, the offense is stronger than the defense. 100%. 100%. So if you're the better player and your opponent is trying to play defensive, they're gonna lose.
On this subject in my last video about key cancels, but I'm just gonna kind of like dive into the specifics of like everything that makes this game super passive, or at least the optimal way to play it is super passive, and also kind of lump key cancels.
Optimal way is definitely offensive
into that, because even though I was flaming key cancels, there are other problems in the game which I mentioned.
We're definitely gonna.
I'm gonna do more of an in-depth.
Why did it take me 5 years to pause the video? We're definitely gonna look at his key cancels video, by the way, because I know for a fact I'm gonna have some things to say on that.
Look at those problems in the game along with key cancels and other cancels as well. And there are like a few main reasons why I think passive play is really promoted in this game. The first one being like the basic movement. Now, as you guys know, the basic movement in this game involves like, step dashes, boost dashing, obviously like dash blocking and like step vanishing. That's like,
once again, I couldn't pause the video. I don't know what's going on there. But movement in this game is stronger on offense than on defense. It's very hard to run away in this game compared to Xenoverse 2. Or compared to Xenoverse 1. I'm sorry. Xenoverse 1, I think these points are valid. Passive play was overpowered in that game. It was way too easy to run away. It was it was worse than Sparking Zero on launch. Like real shit. It was worse than Sparking Zero on launch. Xenoverse 2 kind of fixed all of that. When you're going towards your opponent, you're faster than if you try to go away from your opponent. You're just faster if you go towards your opponent. So offense will always be stronger. And sadly, because of the netcode, dodging wasn't very valuable. We saw me trying to play more defensively. What the fuck? I'm going to try to open this on my other browser because this is not fucking working. I tried to play defensive in the other clip where I was playing as Yamcha, but it just simply isn't possible. In the netcode, it simply is not possible, bro. It's so easy to get caught by bullshit, bro.
In this game,
defense needs to be stronger in Xenoverse 2, but I don't think they can do that just because the casuals would suffer from it. So I think defense has to kind of stay weak, or not weak, but it has to kind of stay on this level just for it to have the same appeal.
but the problem with that is that this doesn't cost any key, so you can just spam this, and this gives iframes. I know
it has iframes for sure, but I think the moves in Xenoverse 2 are too active because it's so easy to catch someone that's trying to step vanish back. That shit is easy as hell. Also a reason why key blast canceling and approaching with key blast is necessary in Xenoverse 2 because it counteracts a lot of the defensive mechanics.
Anybody who has played this game online knows what it's like to fight somebody just doing this the entire game. Now, if you pick a character with...
That shit is not hard to deal with. You gotta go in, then you back up, then you key blast, and then you make them explode.
A good, like, you know, recovery, initiating, like, dash attack, like Goku, for example, you can just kind of, like...
I was doing a lot of step vanishes back when I played. Let's see, Broly's a bad example because his step vanish is awful, bro. Holy shit. But let's see my play with Goku. There you go. That's how you catch step vanishing, bro. Because it says it as iframes, but everything is way too active to even care, bro. Look at this. All right. He tries to back up, step vanish forward. He gets hit by the key blast. He tries to step vanish towards me. I sidestep. Oh, shit. And he's able to counter that as well. This is how you play this game. You see what I'm saying? That's how you play this game, bro. This is literally what the game is. There's a cut there. Okay. Oh my god, I fumbled that. Holy shit. All right.
It's not as good of a dash attack as, like...
This doesn't do anything. I don't know why he thinks it does, but look at how vulnerable this makes you.
Super Saiyan 4 Goku are like...
You can get hit right here, right up until, like, he goes back into his idle pose. Bro, what? Hell no. If you try to do that shit online, you'll get your ass whooped.
In the middle of them doing this, just, like, block, like...
That's what the hit player was doing against me, but obviously I was still able to open them up because nobody blocks forever, because if you block forever, you'll get grabbed. So you have to let go of block. So what you do in this instance, you approach them, and you stop. You approach them, you don't attack. You see the block animation, and that's when you can press your button or step vanish. It's kind of like it's a lot of rock, paper, scissors in Xenoverse too. Like everything kind of has its answer.
Backwards, but you can step vanish block backwards? That doesn't make sense.
And yeah, in this game, if you're doing this all day, when are you attacking? Exactly. There has to be a moment that you're gonna try to approach or try to attack, and that's where you can get punished.
Now, I don't have a problem with being able to do this. That's not a big issue. I think it's fine for skill expression and whatnot. I just think it's stupid that you can just keep doing it without having to worry. I do think this does contribute to the passive play problem. So I think making this cost like stamina when you dash.
Like, I wish he showed any type of footage or matches to back up that there's a passive play problem. Bro, if you hop online, bro, I'll bet actual money that you will not come across this and just lose because this is so strong. What? Oh my god, his Key Blast Castle was so good. His Key Blast Castle was so broken. You didn't need to back it with him. Oh, but that's the iframes I think he's talking about. All right, really quickly, I wanted to mention, because for some reason I don't talk about it in the video. Here, this is what he's talking about. The Key Blast canceling, first of all. Then into the backdash, which dodges, because of the iframes, is able to avoid. I'm able to avoid getting hit there, and I'm able to punish. And that's the things that he's talking about. He doesn't think those things are fair. Like, this is how the game works. It's rock, paper, scissors. So here I choose to do a backdash. So he loses and I'm able to punish. If he didn't press light attack and instead he pressed key blast, then I would have backdashed here, gotten hit, and he would have gotten the punish and gotten the combo. Let's see this sequence. I guess this is, like, I am the type of player that he complains about. It's definitely me, bro. Yeah, it's definitely me. This is what he was complaining about for sure. The Xenoverse 2 is not passive at all. At all. It's just very easy to get punished in Xenoverse.
Block like this, like, I think that's like maybe a good thing to do, because I don't think it's very like interactive to just for people to just be able to keep doing this. It's really corny.
That is also, it's just rock paper scissors. If you think they're gonna do that, you can grab. If you want to bait them somehow, you can dash up to them, not do an attack, they block, they let go of block, and in that time you can attack them on their step or whatever they do.
Even if they know you're gonna try to like grab them out of it, they can just move fast enough out of the way if you're not playing a character with insane.
Definitely not. The thing is, I think the only reason that happens is if you're trying to react to their guard with a grab. That doesn't work in this game. You do grab in this game as a read.
Combo cancels as well. Obviously with male sands, it's egregious.
Now, this is where I have to agree to a degree, because square triangle is some bullshit, bro. And I don't really understand like why we would need it or anything. Like, it's not necessary the same way that guard canceling or key blast canceling is. The square triangle and then going into a super attack to force them to use their stamina so early on in the combo is annoying. And you, even if you use your stamina to do an evasive there, you can't punish them. I think that's kind of BS. That's kind of BS. And you just go back to neutral instead of being close up in their face or having the ability to back off yourself to go back into neutral. Like, it's not really in your hands, it's all in their hands. So I do think the square triangle into special is kind of BS, but I digress.
Keep spamming these combo cancels for free, infinite combos. If you don't banish this combo, you're infinite comboed, and then if you do, it's a cancel, so you can't even punish them.
And I do think infinite combos, I don't think that's an issue in this game. Just because the game has functioned with infinite combos for so long. I genuinely don't see the issue with it. If you look, bro, look at the top left of my screen. Look at how much stamina is on the fucking screen, bro. Even here on the right side, look at how many times you can vanish. Infinite combos don't really matter.
And it doesn't cost anything either. It'd be fine if both of those things were the case, but
because infinite combos aren't infinite because stamina exists, and they're necessary for when you break stamina.
If it costed something, then at least you're spending a resource, but you're not. So I think an easy.
So yeah, definitely having a cost to combo cancels to prevent infinite combos. That's a bad move for sure. Because then if you break their stamina, you have to use ki just to keep the combo going. But you also need ki to do specials to do the like big damage, of course, and you can't do the big ultimates and things like that. I think that's, I don't know why he's even suggesting that. That's kind of dumb. The step vanishing and things of that nature should not cost ki because they are necessary for neutral play. That's why when your stamina is broken, these options are taken away from you. Yes, there is this bug to where sometimes your stamina is broken and you can still step vanish. Obviously, that should be fixed. That shouldn't be in the game. But being able to use those movement tools in neutral is necessary. Else, your opponent is just going to be able to hit you for free, pretty much.
Ki cancels, which is what I was suggesting in my last video. They also need to nerf combo cancels as well, which would include this. And I don't think they should remove ki cancels or combo cancels necessarily. They should make them cost a resource. And I'm not talking.
Yeah, definitely not. And ki, bro, if ki cancels cost a resource and your opponent has more ki than you have, how the fuck are you gonna win neutral? That makes no sense. You're gonna lose every time. That's dumb.
Like a fifth of a bar of ki, or
when it comes to the neutral, everybody should have like the same base set of tools. Like movement isn't your base set of tools. Of course, maybe you have more ki and I ran out of my ki and you're able to do a special on neutral, sure. But just movement and being able to cancel and play neutral, that should not be costing anything.
I don't have a problem with animation cancels. It's a form of skill expression. The problem is that there is no like resource management or cooldown tied to it or anything. And
the thing is, cancels in this game aren't skill expression. It doesn't really cost skill to hit the circle button. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost skill to hit L2. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not wave dashing. And even wave dashing in wave dashing games does not cost any resource for the most part. I can't think of a game where wave dashing costs meter. The moment these things start costing a resource, you're gonna run into a lot of problems, I think.
Iframes, they're animation cancels with iframes. Like, what? They
Yeah. What the... Bro, it's a 3D game. It's not a fucking... It's not Street Fighter, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? It's not Street Fighter. So, let me explain why I say that and why it's not Street Fighter, why I'm saying this. In 2D games like a Street Fighter or a Mortal Kombat, it's very easy to tell how far away from your opponent you are. You know, I can tell clearly, oh, you're that distance from me, so your moves shouldn't be able to hit me. I'm good at this distance. If I move a bit closer, I'm fucked. That's why, for instance, shimmying your opponent can work in Street Fighter, but it absolutely would not work in a 3D environment like this. Same with Tekken. Yes, Tekken is a 3D game, but you see it from the side like this, and you always know what distance you have from your opponent. For the most part, there could be exceptions, whatever. In arena fighters, because the camera is positioned behind the character, it's a lot harder to judge the distance between the characters. This is why steps sidesteps, or movement abilities in 3D arena fighters have invincibility frames or have iframes, so that you don't have to pay as much attention to the distance of you and your opponent. On top of that, we know that Xenoverse has some wonky hitboxes. Another reason why iframes are necessary, because you wouldn't be able to tell if you're actually safe from that distance or if you're gonna get hit at that distance. That's also why in arena games, most of the time attacks have a larger range and a larger area. That's why these hitboxes can seem really weird, because in other instances you need that extra room, else you would be like, hey, my attack should have hit there, but it didn't. But just because of the angle, it looked like it should have hit, but it actually didn't. That's why these hitboxes are a little larger. That's why you need iframes on your movement, so that when you dodge, you don't get hit.
Oh, step vanish. I don't know if I touched on this. Like, I don't know if I specified this enough, but step vanish does need to cost a resource. I was talking with Sauce.
No. I just explained why. If it costs a resource, you need step vanish for neutral. You can't play neutral in Xenoverse without step vanish. So if you're able to run out of a resource outside, I'm talking outside of stamina breaks, obviously. You won't be able to play neutral, and you will just lose. You'll lose that interaction, and you'll get your stamina broken, and it'll just be over for you.
Something they could also do is add fatigue to it. So if you just keep doing it, maybe it starts to look a little more like this the more you do it and stuff. So it's easier to hit you. And then
that's not a bad idea. They could do that. That doesn't really hurt the game, but also it's just not necessary. He's acting like this is the most undefeatable move in the game. I think places where this step vanishing can be really obnoxious is when the connection is really bad. And then, you start running into, you think you're hitting them, but oh no, they were actually all the way over here. They weren't here. They were all the way over here. That's what's going on when you are not able to hit them in neutral. It's not because step vanish is so powerful, is because the connection in this game is awful.
The next problem is just super attacks. Now we're gonna cover the basic.
Now, to be fair, a lot of super attacks in this game are broken. The main reason for that is that it's hard to balance a game for PvP and PvE at the same time. Like I said before, you need moves like super guard in PvE, but it's hard to balance that for a PvP setting.
Ones backflip is a huge offender.
I imagine backflip is really useful in PvE situations where you need to avoid the computer when you don't have stamina.
Now it's a lot worse online, so I can try to see if I can time it here, but yeah. I guess it's just as bad offline too. You literally.
Now he's talking about key explosion. Bro, did you forget key explosion got nerfed a minute ago?
Those iframes. Now it's not fully active the entire time, but
that's why you keep getting hit.
It's in the startup. It's enough to be
this move became pretty trash. Can you combo off of it still?
There, but
I actually don't remember.
To, catch somebody. It's enough to completely counter.
Yeah, you can still combo off of it, but the iframes are completely fucked on that move. Before, you could use key explosion as a back hit almost. Now that's definitely not possible.
I mean, especially online with the delayed hits. Hold on, let me get another. Yeah, again, harder to time offline because there's not. It's not as big of a problem offline.
Key explosion isn't a problem at all. Honestly, if you're getting fucked over by this move, you might just be bad at the game, bro. The iframes are where they're supposed to be now, to where it only activates while the explosion is active and not on the startup of the animation. Because it should have iframes on the explosion, I think. I think that makes sense. It's definitely okay. And, you could use it to counter some of the other things you found annoying. like the sidestep vanishing. It's very easy to circumvent things like that by just doing a big area of effect move like that. But yeah, I agree with Handy Cannon. I agree with a lot of the fighting poses, or like a lot of the buffs in the game are broken. A lot of the buffs are broken. If you're ever on Archipelago, whatever the fuck it's called, like those big maps, if your opponent picks that map, you already know they're gonna do some they're gonna buff their characters insanely crazy and just fucking one shot you, bro. That shit is crazy. That shit is wild.
Same thing with Death Beam. Death Beam has to go as well. And then you obviously have exploits like Lovely Cyclone into other way around. Fighting Pose K into Lovely Cyclone, which just,
yeah, the buffs in this game are insane. The buffs in this game are insane. I'm just straight up agreeing with that. I guess they still want it for PvE, but like, I don't know. Maybe we just have to deal with the buffs, bro. Just because PvE exists. I don't know. I would honestly prefer them not even being in the game, but I know that's not really an option.
They make this evasive 2 bars. It does good damage and you can combo off it, and
yeah, that's also a good point. Evasive skills, the costs on them are random as fuck. A lot of evasives that should be 2 bars are 3. And a lot of evasives that should be 3 are 2. It makes no fucking sense.
Punish it. Hello? And it's fat.
It genuinely feels like they just randomly chose what was going to cost 2 bars. Super Explosive Wave. The only counterplay against it is Super Explosive Wave. You just have to do it back, bro. That's basically the only thing you can do, which kind of sucks, but I digress, bro. I digress. So yeah, I agree on this. And I think that also, you know, I think he also talks about like stamina recovery, things of that nature. That female Majin shit is crazy. Let's be honest, that shit is nuts. But there aren't a lot of female Majins, thankfully. Some issues are made bigger than they actually are, just because, yes, they are strong, but nobody fucking uses Super Guard online. Damn near.
How does that, like, that's...
This is also stupid limit break. They should just get this out of the game, though. It's not even really useful.